Hey! Oh, whoa. What's going on, guys? YouTube, Twitch, welcome to my channel. Episode 5. God, it's been a while. You know, I'm just not gonna put up any more dates for when the next show is about to come up because, god damn, it's been like 2 days after my scheduled episode. And I felt bad, but I'm here, and for next time, when I'm gonna do a show, I'm just not gonna put a date. I'll just upload the video when time sees fits. And that's because I have a new format coming for the new show. Should be coming up in the next couple of months. Season 2. Glad to keep the show rolling. It's been going good so far. So far, it's getting better and better. And I just found a new video editor software. And of course, I'm not going to edit too much. I'm just going to keep the way it is because doing live, uncut, not even reading a script or anything. I'm just saying things off my mind because my mind's telling me things. But I'm here. Welcome to the show. It's going to be a good one. And I got some things to tell you. Whew. Just got back from school today. I had an episode before I was going to upload, but suddenly a virus came by and crashed my computer. I had to reinstall, so I had to redo the show, but it happens. Yes, I know, Banner. I went to school and that, and this, and that. Alright, now you're just pissing me off. It's alright, Banner. You do your thing. You know, it's been a little tough and a little rough, but luckily I'm back. Let's get the show rolling. So, we got some things called processes. Now, this is a little tricky for me to explain because there is a lot of different processes out there that are hard to keep track, but I'm going to walk through it step by step in plain English, so this way you know which processor you get for your computer. And whenever I think of building a computer, I always start with a processor. What are you building a computer for? Now, luckily, not a lot of programs use a lot of processing power. I mean, I rarely see a program that requires you to buy a processor or a laptop that fits your needs. Whether it's buying a computer or building a computer or buying a laptop or a tablet, these things do factor in what processor should you buy and whatnot. So I'm going to start with an Intel processor. There's two major companies that make it. There's Intel, and then there's AMD. But I'm going to start with Intel first, so this way you get the idea of how this works. Now you may be thinking, what do the cores in the processor do? What is the clock rate speed and gigahertz? And don't worry about that. I'm just going to focus on what, yeah, I'm burping today. What matters most. It's the cores. Um, no, I'm sorry. Core titles, not to be confused with the cores. So I'm going to say like an i3, i5, and i7. What is an i3, an i5, and i7? Just the type of processes you would use to choose which computer you want to buy it for. What are you using the computer for? And what are you going to be doing on the computer? And stuff like that. And I'm going to show you on the computer what processor should you buy step by step. Alright? Should be a step. Let's do it. Alright, so I'm on my desktop and I have two websites I'm going to show you. Again, they're from two different major companies, Intel and AMD. Now, from my experience, I always know that Intel is the better way to start off which processor should you buy. Unless you're an advanced type of user, you would go with an AMD processor, which is a little bit more powerful than the Intel processor. But since there are way too many types of processors for AMD, I rather stick with Intel first, because I'm more of an Intel person. Unless you like to overclock, then you go with AMD processors. You can also overclock an Intel processor. What I mean by overclocking, I'll explain that in another episode. But for now, we're just trying to choose which processors should you buy. So open up the website, Intel processors. Now, there's a lot of different processors out there. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different today. All these processors do have differences, and there's only 3 on this list that describe what I'm trying to illustrate. So, you got an i3 processor, which is for casual people who like to surf the internet or play music or DJ. And then there's the i5 processor for people who like to video edit or play hardcore games on the computer like PC games. Then there's the i7 processor, which pretty much just, if you're a serious multitasker and you like to do a lot of things on the computer, you can get away with an i5 processor, but an i7 for serious multitaskers out there like game developers or movie editors definitely like to use an i7 processor. So let's say, for example, you like to surf the internet. You'll go with an i3 processor. For the people who like to play hardcore games, you go with an i5 processor, even though i7 it says Intel's smartest processor is the perfect engine for hardcore gaming. That's not true. I mean, you would definitely get away with an i5 processor unless you play strategy games or you play Battlefield 4. Then you'll go with an i7 processor. And the reason why I say that is an i7 processor uses up a lot of horsepower. Cores, hertz, clock speed, which is pretty much the same thing as hertz, but what I'm trying to get at is an i7 processor uses more horsepower than an i5 processor because all the things are on the map, especially strategy games like Rome 2. Um, Battlefield 4 is also one of them, but i7 processor would be great for people who like to play strategy games or excuse me, who like to play strategy games or really serious gaming for PCs and out there. But if you just like to surf the internet or play Facebook games, then you go with an i3 processor. And for you can probably get away with most of the hardcore games running on an i5 processor. But again, I'm trying to illustrate in small detail. You got an i3 processor who likes to surf the internet and play music. An i5 processor would be for hardcore gamers and video editors. And an i7 processor, well, you can also play Blu-ray movies in i5, so just bear that in mind. And an i7 processor is for serious multitaskers out there. But that's if you love playing strategy games. Go with this one. I definitely recommend it. Now, the Intel process, Pentium and an Atom are old processors, but they're like for laptops and tablets, so you don't have to worry about that. Then you got an Intel Core i7 Extreme processor. Now, I do have that kind of processor, but it's $1,000. And that's for people who like to build servers or multitask, extreme multitask. I don't want to get into that though. You definitely save money if you go with an i3, i5, or i7 processor, like between $200 to $400. So you'll be saving $600 by not getting an i7 Extreme processor. Now, moving on, and to get to this page, by the way, you go to Intel, you go over to Menu, you go to Products, you go to where it says Processors, you go to where it says Compare Processors, and that's how you get to this page. Now I'm going to show you another one called AMD. So, and AMD is a little tricky. You got the Phantom 2 processor, which is okay by today's standards, but if you want to do for gaming, then you would go with an FX processor. And this is the one that's being used today in Battlefield 4 and strategy games. It's equivalent to an i5 and i7 processor, just like the ones I've shown you just a few minutes ago. So I would get this if you're a gamer, or if you just like surfing the internet, you can get any of the processors up to the AMD Phantom 2 processors. So that's the only two processors I recommend. All the other ones are like for, especially the A series, that's like for old web browsing. That's an equivalent to, you know what actually? This is an equivalent to an i3 processor. This is an equivalent to an i5 processor, and this is an equivalent to an i7 processor. See how I put all that together in plain English? If you might have missed it, that's okay. I'll show it to you one more time. Intel processor. Forget about the ones on the top and bottom. The i3 processor that I'm pointing at. This is for web browsing and playing music. This i5 is for hardcore gaming and multitasking, video editing, and that's pretty much about it. Everything else, including surfing the internet and playing music or DJing, this will be fine as well. i7 processor, that's if you're a serious multitasker or strategy gamer. If you like playing strategy games like Rome 2, you go with an i7 processor. Not the Extreme processor, just the i7 processor. You'll definitely save $600 because I told you that. So, AMD desktop processors, this will be for surfing the internet, playing music. This would be for playing hardcore games and hardcore games and video editing. As for FX processors, this would be for serious multitasking and strategy games, including Battlefield 4. So I definitely recommend getting this. And before I get to my Let's Play, I want to show you where to find these logos and how you can determine where you find them out in the box, whether it's building a computer or looking for a laptop. So if you look on the box of the processor when you're building a computer, you can get where it says an Core i5 processor. That's for PC gaming and video editing. So you can get this one if you're building a computer, of course. Or if you're looking for a laptop or a desktop pre-built, you can find it on the spec sheet when you go to a store. And I circled it in red, the i7 processor right there. So you can look at the processor and determine which processor is right for you. Alright, so now I got that out of the way. Let's do a Let's Play of Sonic the Hedgehog. This is also a new emulator. So, if it goes well, play it. Alright, open it up. Got the screen. I'm not sick, by the way, I'm just coming back from the cold after going to school. There we go. Sega. Sonic the Hedgehog. I used to play this game so many times. On the console, handheld. Oh wait, I'm not even playing. There we go. You thought I was actually playing by now, did you? When was the last time I played this game? Oh. Did I skip that one? There we go. We killed an enemy in the process. Oh wait, was it hidden item? Remember I used to play this game on the Sega Genesis, like everybody else? There's a hidden item in that tree I'm trying to find. Oh, there we go. I know I'm missing all the rings, but I'm just skipping through it. Wow, I'd love to get that. I would have got the rings on top too. Hold on, maybe if I So I used to play this game. There we go. That's for the bonus stage. I used to play this game when I was 4 years old, 8 years old. But yeah, this came out for the Sega Genesis and the Sega handheld. Remember that time? The Sega handheld and the Game Boy. Had that at the time? I don't. It's been a while. So yeah, used to play this game. I didn't beat it, but well, I beat through all the stages, almost. I think the closest I ever been to was like stage 4. As far as I remember, it's been a long time. But I used to play this game so many times I couldn't care how far I went into the game. Because, you know, it's Sonic. It makes it fast. And it was actually hidden item for something that makes it really fast. Speaking of which. Let's see. I'm not doing good today. Ah, here we go. Oh, please. Whoa. That's really fast. Woo! Alright, now I'm kicking it. Oh my god. You know, when you talk so much while the screen's moving so fast, you just don't know where to end it. Pretty much. So, Act 3. But yeah, this is a fun game. What more can I say? remember when I had the Sega handheld, it wastes so much batteries. Holy crap. Like, I put in like 4 AA batteries. Was it AA batteries? Yeah, AA batteries, and they eat up batteries in a matter of a few hours. Not even a few hours, more like a few minutes, if you're lucky. And every time I go to the store to get some batteries, I keep telling my parents, I need to get some batteries for my Sega Genesis. I said, what? Okay, and now batteries for my Sega handheld. It's like, okay. Next thing you know, a few hours later, I ran out of batteries. All because of Sonic the Hedgehog. God damn you, Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm gonna break this. There we go. There we go. I wasn't gonna get all the rings, but here's the bar setting. This boss is pretty easy. Just gotta hit him without getting hit by that ball. Focus pad. That's not focus. At least I haven't died yet. That would have been terrible. Can I beat it? Yeah, son. Oh wait, hasn't even ended yet. Okay, now it is. Yeah, I should blame it on that soda I had a few hours ago. It makes me purple. Shit. I remember when I was a kid, I used to hate the Switch. Playing it now, I still hate it. You can't even kill those little snail guys. With spikes. Maybe you can, I just haven't figured out a way to kill them. Wow. Oh, Jesus. There we go. Yeah, I just have to get at the right time. And then I have to make this block over here. There we go. Wait for that to come up. Go down. And I remember the lava comes after you when you get a little bit far below. Not on this one, but in the later stages. There we go. I remember back in the day, this tried to compete with Super Mario and Nintendo, because Nintendo and Sega are like really competitive back in the day. Just like, you know, Sony and Microsoft right about now. Nintendo still does exist today, but right now they're not actually doing too good on the Wii U console that came out last few years ago. Next thing you know, the sales have dropped. But, you know, they're not going away. For some reason, they still have money in the bank. Who knows? They might have to come back. Just like Sony. When the last 2014 equals 8 years ago? 7 years ago? When the PlayStation 3 came out, how everybody hated it because it was $600. Right now, you know, they fixed it. And when the PS4 came out, it was just $400. You know, Sony did right. Sony did right. Hopefully, Nintendo will do the same. Actually, I think there was a hidden item up there. Oh. Well, at least I found something. Invincibility. Who doesn't like invincibility? This is the part when you have to run. Oh, Jesus. A lava behind me comes after. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh! Not die me for you yet. You know, I'm doing terrible, but I haven't died yet. Oh, okay. That's just unfair. Lava. Whoa. That. Wow. What more can I say? Sonic the Hedgehog makes all your wildest dreams come true just by going fast. Now I gotta take this seriously. Oh, so you can kill him that time. The more you know. Magic Sonic. This is what happens when you get back to school. Your mind's so overgrown with awesomeness that you just lose your words. I went to school today. I'm taking networking fundamentals. So far, passing flying colors. Now I just have to take the essay that I'm about to take on my first day of school. Yes, professor gave me an essay. So it's due next week, and I just blame myself because last semester when I took his class, he gave me an extra credit assignment at the end of the finals when I was taking the finals test. And you don't have to do it last semester, but since I told my professor I not good with essays, so, but thanks for all the fun things he gave us. Next thing you know, he gave me an essay this semester, and now it's mandatory. So, I blame myself instead of the professor, because I mentioned it to him. You can't win them all. Just can't win them all. Oh, Sonic right now. That crane scared the shit out of me. I don't know about you, but if I ever go close to that crane in real life, and it comes down on me like a hammer, better change my envelope, son. There we go. How long is it going? Oh, 30 minutes. Well, this might be a marathon. Well, maybe when I die, I'll end the episode. Let's go fast. Woo! There we go. Wasn't fast, but it was fast. Okay. Too fast. Too fast, too furious. Gotta take this. Come on. You can do this. Will I make it to the end of the stage before the episode ends? Find out in a few minutes while I'm trying to torture myself without dying. This is one of the reasons why I hate this stage, because it's so slow. Just moving by itself. I mean, look at this. This is not how Sonic does his thing. He should go fast, loud, awesome. He's just like, what the fuck is he doing all this shit? That was nice. Alright, no more fuck-ups. No more fuck-ups. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, well, this has been a long episode. Nope. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. Redo. Okay. That didn't work. But it was fun while it lasted. I'll come back to it eventually. Alright. I'm not gonna tell you when the episode is coming up. I'll just see it on the next show. I'm not gonna tell you. Even while I'm burping. I'm not gonna tell you. You're just gonna have to find out next week on the 2. And then that'll be the last episode of season 1. So let me know in the comments. Subscribe, like, favorite, whatever. And I'll see you guys on the next Kylexla show.